The computer I'm using doesn't, the Word doesn't work anymore.
Wow.
All right, we'll just do the roll call, and then I don't have the thing in front of me right now.
I believe everybody's here except for Alex, who said he wouldn't make it. Something just email me. Oh.
All right. Do we have any citizens tonight? Nobody? We have any citizens tonight? Mute.
Just Karen, but she's Tri-Town Trail. She might just be joining just because of that. Karen.
Okay. All right, can then let's review and approve the prior minutes. We have enough? We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got enough.
Yeah, we should have 8 and 9.
Can we get a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, you're up, Scott.
All right. Go through this really quickly. So Mike's should be liming all of the athletic fields hopefully this Thursday. He's getting all the product. It's a good time because there's no snow on the ground. It'll actually allow the lime to work in and amend the soil before the springtime, so we should see even better results. We did hear some more information on the sports hold. It does sound like the governor is going to lift that on January 19th. Practices can start. And then February 1st, games are allowed to start. Ron Johnson from football is moving away, so he stepped down as the president, and the new president is Tom Stagers. And he's taken over for Ron since he had to move away. All the events magazines got delivered to everybody in Gales Ferry Ledger. We've been working on the Tri-Town Trail, working with Kyle, the wetlands zoning officer, to sort through all of the Inland Wetlands Watercourse Commission issues. And hopefully we'll have a plan, and then we hope to have all that resolved at the next meeting of the Inland Wetlands Commission. I've talked to the mayor. We're planning on attending the finance committee meeting. I believe it's next week, to get their input on how to handle the finances of the Tri-Town Trail. Whether we need to make an account, how they want to handle any grants coming in or out. And then another issue we're kind of looking into right now is the encroachment for the property across from Preston Park. Trying to sort that out because I don't believe there is one. That might be a whole mess to get because it's technically might be Preston property, like that side of the road. So I don't know if it's going to have to go through like planning and zoning in Preston before it can go to the DOT.
I do believe the entrance is on Preston property.
Yeah, so
that's the property that they wanted the fair to have. So the entrance that's closed off, if you're coming from Ledyard, there is an entrance that has been closed off, kind of, and then there's the entrance that people use. The entrance people use is Preston. The one that's up a little bit is Ledyard.
It's like, because it's a state road, it's I think it's technically just an address, like a right away to pull in and out of the property. It might be a liability that we don't have that. If someone pulls out and gets in an accident, it could open us up for a possible lawsuit. And then trying to work out a number of other things for the trail. Met with the mayor and trying to answer questions, but probably going forward, we might want to do like an MOU with the Trail Association, stating who's responsible for what.
Yeah.
That way, it's very clear what the responsibilities are going forward. For the Judge Crandall water line, hopefully we can get that in soon. There's a delay on the Groton Utilities side. Everybody was using their vacation time, so he talked to me at the beginning of this week, said they should schedule it at their scheduling meeting this week. Hopefully get that done off the books.
Understanding? Yeah.
Here's it. I thought I had a second page, but that's it. The director's report.
I gotta get to him that piece of paper that Roberta got me that spells out
Want to move to the turf management, and then we'll
property.
do the approval.
Yeah.
Motion. Do we need to motion on the director's report?
Can we just do both at the same time since it's under the same category?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So basically, I was, if anyone has any questions on the turf management overview, it's just kind of Mike recapping everything that was done the past year. How we were able to take advantage of COVID with nobody on the fields in the spring, and then kind of what he's aiming to do next year, which is focus on Judge Crandall, getting rid of some of those weeds to allow the grass to grow in a little thicker. He thinks we should have the same results there as Depta because it's another field with irrigation. And then also he gave me some good news. He has a product that he wants to use on Depta and Judge Crandall because he got a bunch of it for free. He orders so much product through this distributor around Christmas time. One of the distributors gave him this, I don't know the exact name of it, but you spray it with a sprayer, like water the field with it, and it would actually help keep nitrogen levels on the field. So better utilize the fertilizer that he puts down. So he's going to do that at no cost to us because he received it for free. So that'll be a nice little added bonus for this year.
Excellent. That was a very positive letter. It's a good spin compared to the past events.
Crazy how much they improved in 1 year.
Right? Yeah, I guess it helps with no one being on the field too. But yeah, I think his approach is just more aggressive and more beneficial.
Yeah, he just seems very attentive to us, right? I mean, he's incredibly communicative, which is light years above where we were. So very excited where we've landed.
Yeah, he definitely has the best interest of the fields. Like he'll make a change 2 days before, but run it through me because it's we're getting paid.
Excellent. Anyone have any questions, comments about the director's report? Okay, can I get a motion then to approve?
Second.
I got a second. Thanks.
All right.
Third. All in
Third.
favor? All right, no financial report, right?
Just last time I figured I'd attach just to have a where we stand currently, but not much has changed since last month.
Yeah, I'm really impressed on how much lower the money is, the budget is compared to when we used to have it years ago. And we've like increased our side by at least a half. So it's pretty impressive.
So I mean, if you do look too, it's this. A lot of it's kind of coming out of the senior center over the last 2 years. That budget has shrunk substantially to prevent the increases in Parks and Rec, because ultimately the goal is to combine the two.
Mhm.
I think I included one of the sheets that has both budgets on it, so you can kind of see the overall picture with both sides. So I'm hoping that'll justify the $900 increase for Park and Rec, because we deducted $3,351 from senior center.
Yeah. Anyone have any comments on the budget?
Just echo what you said, Ken, right? I mean, considering it does highlight the effectiveness of kind of the leadership and being able to trim that senior piece down and still keep things with the high quality that is going.
So Scott, do you foresee like an increase in costs, obviously, because you would hope that be COVID free 6 months from now? I don't know, and actually fully functional, so up and going. So do you envision higher costs happening because of more activities and more events happening? Because we've definitely had we don't have to pay for janitors. There's a whole bunch of things that we haven't been paying for.
Yeah, I mean, well, so the money's still in the budget for all that. It's just we haven't spent it this year because of COVID. So I did take all that into account, that when we do return to normal, we're going to need those things again. So I didn't, cut anywhere. Any of the cuts, like the senior center was actually a website setup fee. And then now it's just a monthly maintenance fee. So we didn't need as much as we did initially to set up the website, which is why there's that cut. But I mean, Parks and Rec, I think we were able to move around a little bit here and there, like take some stuff out of the miscellaneous that, hopefully getting new aerators will save us that little bit of money that we're spending on the aerators. Actually give us the wiggle room to stay about the same as last year.
Excellent. All right, anyone else? Comments, concerns? All right, so I guess we don't need to prove that because it's already kind of there, right?
No,
Okay, that last week.
we tabled it last meeting to look it over, which actually I did change it because one of the lines did go up $900 because the drug test cost for summer camp staff doubled. I went from $30 to $60 a test. So,
And the CIPs are on there too. So yeah, so let's motion to approve the budget if anyone agrees with it.
and yeah, I did the capital as a separate.
Yeah, those back items, those are projected items, are they getting done?
For the capital,
Yeah,
that's what we want to approve to get done.
okay.
And we don't have to spend all of it, but that's the projection plus like the 10% in case prices go up and things like that. But we probably motion that separate, right? Do just the budget and then approve the capital.
Motion to approve the budget.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, need a motion for approving the CIP idea, I guess, right? Because you have to go out for bids and everything else.
I'll motion that one.
Essentially, I came up with the amounts for, the top projects we thought of last meeting. So, I mean, I have 61,500 for the truck, but that includes the truck, lift gate, the bed lining, trailer hitch, and like getting the logo on it. Plus, an extra 10% for the newer model. And then 20,000 for Christie Hill and Highlands. And Christie Hill's we're looking at lights, tree removal, new wood chips for the playground, borders, possibly a park sign, and then repair to the backstop because that ended up being pricey. We thought it wasn't going to be as cheap as, well, we thought it was going to be a lot cheaper, but it came in at like $2,600 to repair the backstop.
Wow.
That's kind of beyond our miscellaneous money in the budget line. Highlands Lake, we got aerators, possibly doing bacterial additives, and then for that we'll have to figure out exactly what we want to do. But like there's, money to update the volleyball court, possibly regrade the beach. But we might be able to regrade the beach without spending too much money, have Public Works do it. So we might be able to use that money to, upgrade the volleyball court instead.
Well,
So
what about Paul? Can't Paul just do that with the baseball grader? He has a tractor that he drives a rake.
he kind of does. Because he pushes it out each spring, but I think he might need the bigger machine that Public Works has to actually get the grade right.
Okay.
Because he can push the sand around, but it doesn't adjust the actual, like the slope itself enough that he can influence the water to go somewhere else.
Okay.
That, and I think it might need the parking lot when they do like the stone dust to kind of grade that to prevent it from going down the center of the beach and washing out.
Right. Okay.
But I talked to Steve Maslin already, and he said, he's willing to help. And then same with Christie Hill, like his guys will put in the solar lights like they're doing at the town green. They're actually going to spread millings there to kind of get the parking lot, done nice, so that way it looks a little more presentable. So we can cut some costs that way. And then Erickson, I got the canopy quote for replacement canopies, done some money for tree removal, and then stone dust for the walking track. I talked to the finance director. We already approved the tennis basketball courts, the crack repairs for the 5 years, but they said technically wasn't in this year. They only do 1 year at a time. But now that it's in this new system, it should stay in there. But she said we have to approve it each year.
Okay.
And then we put another 8,000 in for general tree cleaning, which hopefully actually we might not need all of, because we were expecting about $1,000 a tree, and EJ just came back with a price for blonders. I guess, I don't know if he's slow right now, but he said for 800 he'd do like the hanging tree and cut like a few limbs, which was a lot less than normal. So I don't know if it's just slow right now, or it doesn't hurt to have what it normally would cost in there in case when we do get the work done.
So is the maintenance gonna be part of? Are they gonna put the lines in for? Was it pickleball? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so that's for this year. So the plan is for this fiscal year in the spring. I already have a quote from them. They'll come out, crack repair the tennis court, and put the pickleball lines on. At Blonders. And then once July 1st hits, we can go on to the basketball court and use the 5,000 for the basketball court. And then every other year, or if we feel that we need to increase it, we can actually increase it. I can get a quote each year based on what work they need to be done. If it's 7,000, we approve for 7,000 versus the 5,000, just to stay on top of all the cracks and everything.
Customers that they have.
I think that's all the projects.
What's the current, I know it's kind of not related to projects, but where do we stand on that beach chair that Brandon wanted to do?
I gotta call him because I thought he was
Did raise
mentioning
money,
to
we were gonna
raise
match,
money.
Or he wanted to raise money, we were gonna just sign it out to people?
I think he wanted to raise the money and buy it, and we'd be
Okay,
responsible for signing it out, or if we could find a grant to help that way.
okay. And we haven't heard back from him.
I haven't heard from him, I think, since COVID started.
It's been a while.
Because he was coming in at least every other month. But then once COVID hit, I haven't seen him or actually heard from him in a while.
Okay.
I should have his number somewhere on the board. Follow up on the chair.
The chair that we do have, I'm sure nobody's actually asking for that, right?
All right, now,
No, only only person since I've been here is actually, I think Brandon was the one that was, looking out for his mother-in-law or his mother.
Okay, I was just thinking, whatever guidelines we'd need to follow for something like that as far as cleaning afterwards or anything. But if nobody's asking for it, I would give it a second thought, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments, folks?
Nope.
We need a motion to approve the CIP.
Yep, a motion.
Second.
All in favor? All right.
Nice, Scott's a really nice guy. He's just not.
We have some old business.
So that was, I think, the old business because we had it technically on last meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Little League wanted me to bring up, they're wondering about if they might be able to use the dugouts this spring because they have safety concerns with lining the kids up behind the fence. I understand where they're coming from, but then they also said, that's dependent on the guidelines too in the spring. But I don't know how you guys felt about allowing them to use the dugouts. First, we approved to let them be on the outside because they could spread out more.
I don't know.
Not too far out.
I'm not
I
sure we
think
can answer that.
I would go to whatever the DPH does and what their guidelines are. And
Mhm.
We're gonna have 2 more meetings before that anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figured start thinking about it when, as we get closer.
Hopefully, yes, they can.
so I guess, the safety is they're still behind the fence. They're just worried about because there's no roof on top of them.
Yeah, and it's, not covering the full way up because it's, just a 5-foot fence versus the full 10.
So they're not behind the fence of the dugout. They're behind the regular field fence.
Yeah, the left field fence. So like when you go out to the gate, they're behind the actual foul fence line.
Okay.
Did everybody get tagged last year?
I don't think so. But it's, safety, but then I think it's also a logistical nightmare for the coaches keeping all the younger kids, corralled together when they're not in the dugout.
The dugout was nice. You keep them all in one place.
What happened with them fixing the outfield fence at Depth? Remember they were talking about how it was collapsing? And you were like, well, we can't have, balls in
It's the side fence, wasn't it?
We approved it, and Russell said they came back, I think, to finish. I got to go down and double check that it's done, because then I can have Randy inspect it, because the certain sections are over.
Oh,
10 feet, so I think they're done. As Russell said, they were taking the old stuff out. Left some of the time.
That's nice.
No, Russell noticed. He called me and told me someone was stealing our fence.
Phone's ringing, Karen.
Then the other thing is I've been talking with Megan Reed, I believe, from Conservation Commission, and we're collaborating on the Hike Ledyard Program. We kind of did a little tester, but we're actually looking this spring to start with something a little more official. And actually, I was thinking, I don't know if we have to approve, but we didn't have a few of the events like Trunk or Treat, and one of the other events. So we might have a little money. I said we might be able to buy stickers for the program that we could give out to people that complete it. So they register through Parks and Rec. If they hike all the trails on the honor system, we'll give them a little sticker that they can put on their water bottle. She's got a Hike Ledyard logo design.
Cool.
And like $300, you get hundreds of those vinyl stickers. So
That's good.
I figure we could use it, towards another program since we won't have the event that was meant to, we're meant to spend the money on. I guess the next thing is basketball. Just email me, so it's not on the agenda. I'm kind of hesitant as to whether or not to have them start because the case count in Ledyard is fairly high right now. And I think they're looking to start at the end of the month. At least with practices, working towards having a season. But I don't know, the rate's pretty high, and plus, all those kids running around with masks on at all times,
Yeah.
trusting that they're gonna follow all the guidelines.
I didn't figure that youth sports is gonna have to follow what the CIAC says. I mean, if they're not gonna allow
Yeah.
football, we can't allow basketball,
Mm.
you know?
So DPH ruled, but CIAC, I think, is supposed to make their final decision tomorrow.
That's all.
Yeah. Because we haven't received any of the updated guidelines yet. We got a link from the Connecticut Park and Rec Association, but the link says the page doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
that usually means they're
They're
updating.
that tomorrow they're supposed to do a final guesswork on it.
Mm. Guess we'll just wait for CIAC and see.
Yeah.
See what-
I would.
Sounds like basketball is gonna be allowed to play
Mm.
with masks.
Yeah.
Bizarre, but get the season in, get your season in.
Mm. I'll check with the school and make sure they're still going to allow it. This will be the deciding factor.
Okay.
That's all I have. A fairly short one compared to the last two meetings. So.
All right. So now spring safety, collaboration, conservative commission. So you, I guess that's it. Any comments, folks?
Nope.
Nice job. And we'll motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Motion.
Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Right.